Hey everybody, so this is going to be our next podcast. So for this one, we're going to be talking about specific rare cards that we think are going to be ones that you're going to most likely want to purchase if they come up into the HQ.
And surprising no one, we actually had a hard time doing this.
Yeah.
To make it a little bit easier, we actually decided we're going to do this in tiers. I think that makes it much more manageable.
Yeah, exactly. Because we had a tough time negotiating on what was the actual criteria we wanted to have to decide what was going to make it the best rare. Because so many rares in this game are extremely situational to the specific game set that you have. Whether you're picking specific heroes, or you're just picking different, different strategies,
Right.
and so it can cause you some issues. But there are so many good rares that we wanted to discuss them in the tiers, like Fitz was talking about. So we have 3 different tiers.
And the final criteria we actually did manage to agree upon is these are tiers of the rare heroes that if they show up in the HQ, make it a point to buy them because they will either, one, they'll improve your game for sure, and will probably, if not guarantee you a win against the Mastermind.
Yeah. All right, so the first, at the lowest level we have tier 3, which I guess you could say is more of an honorable mention tier. But within this tier, we have a lot of different rares that are going to be related to situationally really, in specific situations, they're going to be really useful and really helpful throughout the game, but they just weren't quite good enough to be able to fit into every scenario.
And when we mean by situational, we mean like they require maybe a particular hero class in order to trigger their actual effect.
Yep.
They require a specific keyword or benefit a keyword that would be good to have in your deck if you were only playing off of those heroes that had the keywords.
Yep.
But we've all mixed and matched hero decks before, and not always do we have that same keyword showing up again and again.
Exactly. All right, so the first one that we have is going to be Captain America from the base set, and it's called A Day Unlike Any Other, and it's 3 attack, but if you played an Avengers hero, you get +3 attack for each other Avengers hero that you played this turn. So I think that this one fits with quite a few other cards that are thematically similar to it, in that if you have a specific type of card, like an Avengers card, you're then going to get that additional bonus for it. And so I kind of count this for quite a few of them. Like, for example, we count it for Cyclops as well. This is kind of the placeholder for that.
And I think Captain America fits in better above Cyclops on this. He made it to tier 3. Cyclops didn't because Captain America has the Avengers hero class, which statistically there's more Avengers.
Yeah.
So chances are you're going to have more Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. That class is just enormous. And I think that you can also put like Thing in this one as well.
You could, but we didn't.
But we didn't. But I mean, it's similar to Captain America in that sense, The second one that we had was going to be Cable, Army of One from Dark City, and it's KO any number of cards in your hand. You get +1 attack for each card KO'd this way, and it's 5 base attack. Now, I specifically picked this one out because I think that it not only is a good rare for you to have late game, where you're trying to thin out your deck, but it's also really good for you to have throughout the early game as well if there are situations where you have wounds in your hand, or if you're just getting clogged up with, let's say you're playing against Maria Hill. Like we said, situational. You're playing against Maria Hill and she's filling your deck with shield officers. You can continuously KO those shield officers out of your deck.
And Zach put this in for definitely for the top master or for the top rare heroes. I was the one who made sure it was in tier 3 just because of how situational it could be.
Yep.
Also, in the fact that you're probably going to be capped out on the number of heroes you want to start KOing as you get into the later games.
Yep.
So chances are you've thinned out your deck quite a bit by then.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And so something we didn't mention is that each tier we have has 6 heroes.
Yep, so we're actually almost already halfway through tier 3.
Yeah,
Would you like to introduce our third hero?
Sure. This one is a little bit tougher because the way that I play, I would definitely put this much higher in either a tier 2 or tier 1, but it is situational in that you're not always going to have the proper setup for it. That's going to be Wolverine's rare, and it's Berserker Rage, and it's draw 3 cards, which is wonderful in my play style because I'm all about drawing cards and continuously trying to get through my deck. But if you played an Instinct hero, you get +1 attack for each extra card you drew this turn. So it doesn't give you anything besides drawing 3 cards if you haven't played another Instinct hero. But if you're playing Wolverine, you're more than likely going to have another Instinct hero.
You are, unless you're playing with more people, because let's be honest, everyone else is also going to be buying Wolverine.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to be Wolverine?
So it can be very restrictive, but it is such a good card, it has to be in the top tier 3 at least.
You know what I noticed? We don't have brown suit Wolverine, do we?
No, we don't.
We need that. That would be cool.
In tier 3?
No, we need another Wolverine.
Oh, we need... Oh, yeah,
You know?
You can
You
never
know what I'm
have
talking about? Like the brown and yellow suit? Because this is just
Oh.
like the classic like yellow suit.
I think I remember that. That was like what was it, the first 2000,
I'm
2001
not sure. I'm
TV
not
show?
sure. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were great
You can't.
shows.
You can never have too many Wolverines though either.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Go ahead and do the next one.
All right. So for our fourth of the tier 3, we have Ultimate Nullifier for Mr. Fantastic. So his ability: if an enemy you fight this turn would have a fight effect, you may cancel that effect instead. Which hands
Wonderful.
down, great.
Yeah.
Just wonderful, because there are a lot of effects I never want to have happen.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just like in one villain group either. It's like so many different villain groups. That'd be nice.
It's basically it's a free pass.
Exactly.
He gives you 4 attack, but then he also has plus ability on here because he has focus 1 star or focus 1 recruit, where you get 1 attack usable only against the mastermind for every recruit you focus. And that's the great thing of focusing 1 is you can do it multiple times. So I can focus 6 if I have 6 recruit to go on. The downside of this is only usable against the mastermind.
Yeah, but I mean the primary objective is the game is to defeat the mastermind.
Unless the city is like just jam packed full.
Yeah, but then at least you have 4 base attack.
True.
So I mean, and you can cancel all of the.
I'm not belittling him. I'm just saying that's why he's in tier 3.
Yeah, I agree completely. Imagine having him plus the Silver Surfer wearer as well.
Ooh.
Now that just gets crazy.
There's a reason they were put in the same small box.
Exactly. So next one is one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. set. It's going to be Mockingbird's rare. It's called Infinity Formula. It has a recruit icon and also an attack icon. The first thing you get to do with this card is draw a card. And then you have to send 2 cards in the Shield Officer stack undercover, which increases your shield level by 2. And so then you get +1 attack and +1 recruit for every 2 shield levels that you have. The reason this one is here and it's not higher is because of the fact that, yes, it's really good because you get to draw a card and it fuels itself by sending cards undercover, but it just takes a little bit more setup if you're not playing with other shield cards.
And that's kind of a big deal considering usually with rare cards you've already had a long time to try to buy this. You've already spent 7 recruit.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you get bang for your buck right away, which I think is a great introduction to lead to our final member of tier 3, which is Legion.
Yep.
This is Maelstrom of Clashing Powers, Legion. His ability is you reveal the top 3 cards of the hero deck, and you get their total printed attack, and then you put them on the bottom of the hero deck. Now, he starts with 3 base attack at least, and if you get 3 more cards with more attack, he gets even stronger. The reason we put him in tier 3 is because he has Soaring Flight, which, again, I always say, is a better version of Wall Crawl.
Yeah.
You get an extra card right away.
Protected.
It's protected. It's an extra card. It's guaranteed in your hand. And to have that right on a rare card after spending 8, yeah, I would like to get some immediate effects on it because I've shuffled enough decks and it gone to the bottom.
Yeah, the only benefit of Wall Crawl I see over Soaring Flight is, and this is a different conversation, but the only benefit I see over having Soaring Flight is the fact that you can manipulate your game state by putting something on top of your deck, wall crawling it there, then using a card to draw, and immediately get to use that card at the same turn.
True.
That's the only reason I would say that I would use Wall Crawl over Soaring Flight, but I prefer having the protected card versus having the card that's Wall Crawl.
Exactly. I prefer also having the extra card.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So now we're going to move on to Tier 2.
Yep.
Would you like to introduce us to Tier 2?
Yes. So, again, in this one, we have some ones that are pretty familiar to anyone that's watched our videos, because, I mean, a lot of them are our favorites. First one we have is base set Thor, God of Thunder. And so everyone should be familiar with this one. It's 5 recruit, and it also has an attack icon. You can use attack and recruit this turn you can use recruit as attack this turn. So it's nice because it gives you the bribe ability. It's like a way better version of Joe Fixit, because Joe Fixit just has less recruit. But it's, like I said, it's just really good. It allows you flexibility within your game state because you're able to actually use recruit, you're able to use attack, you can do whatever you want, however you want to build your deck.
And we've all played those games where we just have so much recruit by late game, and you're thinking, why am I still using this? I don't need to buy more.
Especially with Thor in the game.
Especially with Thor in the game.
Or Lady Thor. Thor plus Lady Thor together just gets ridiculous.
All of the money and no fighting going on.
Exactly.
I say, so we have one of my favorites from Dark City, but also one of, I think, the most controversial heroes of the Marvel Universe is Iron Fist. This is Living Weapon. He's kind of unique, first and foremost, because he's a 9-cost hero. I think that's one of the most expensive heroes you can buy. There
are some other ones, like in the Ant-Man set, and then also in the Champion set, but those ones have size changing on them.
So that makes
and microscopic
cheaper.
Exactly.
This Iron Fist is just straight up 9. And so that's very expensive. But it also, I think, is a pretty good return because you get 8 attack.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. You're going to get 8
Which
attack.
is just crazy in and of itself.
1 card, you're already able to fight most masterminds with 8 attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then next, his ability is you reveal cards from your deck until you have revealed 2 cards with the same recruit cost. Draw all the cards you revealed. Now, this can be somewhat situational. Because if you say you have horrible luck and you reveal 2 cards right away that both cost 3, you're going to draw those 2 cards.
What if you buy this while you're playing a Spider-Man deck?
That's very unfortunate. Also, I'm going to ask you why you're buying Iron Fist when you're playing a Spider-Man deck.
8 attack.
I'm going to ask again, why are you buying a 9-cost hero when you're playing a Spider-Man deck?
Hey, you know what? You'll be fine. You could get there, right? You buy enough Maria Hills.
I really want to know what world you go to sometimes.
Yeah. Well.
But anyways, that's the only reason he's still in tier 2. You're guaranteed to get at least 2 cards out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I've played games where I've gotten 16.
Yeah. Huh?
And it was great.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's only happened once.
16 cards. How would you do that? You reveal 2 cards with the same cost?
It's happened.
You cheated. All right, so the next one we have is one that I don't get to use that often, but I really like. It's from the Hulk set. It's called Hulkbuster Iron Man, and it's called Final Battle. Nice thing about this card is that it gives you a little flexibility in how you're building your deck, because unlike Thing, which requires you to just use strength heroes to be able to increase the attack of it, this one says for every tech hero or strength hero that you played this turn, you get +2 attack. And this one already has 5 attack as a base attack. The other nice thing about it is it doesn't require you to have played another class before actually gaining that additional boost.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's no restrictions on it in terms of like at least getting the ability.
Yeah.
My only one issue with it is it's tech and strength still. That's still only 2 classes.
Yeah, but they are some of the most broadly used classes in my opinion.
I tend to use yellow and blue more.
Yeah, well, that's why you lose a lot, but that's okay.
Okay, now I just feel personally attacked.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, our next hero in Tier 2 is Insatiable Hunger for Venom. He makes it into Tier 2 because you are always guaranteed to get something.
I love this set, too. This is such a cool set.
It's a love-hate relationship, honestly. Now, the reason being, he comes with 2 abilities. Digest 8, where if you have 8 cards in your victory pile, you can KO a card from your victory pile and you get 6 attack, which then, of course, will reduce your victory pile a little bit, but you get 6 attack out of that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yep.
If you don't have 8, you still get Indigestion, whereas you KO a card from your hand or discard pile, and you get 6 Recruit. So you have a very versatile rare card going on here. You can act as a deck thinner, but also get attack or recruit. Now, if you have played 2 Venom heroes already, you can do both of these abilities.
Yeah, you know, this I never thought about before, but this would actually be kind of fun to play with the Shield set.
Oh, for undercover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can continue to like thin out your victory pile without having to worry about it that much. I mean, you have to make sure that you're careful with how many cards you're thinning out, just because you want to make sure you have enough to be able to use your shield levels.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it would be pretty awesome to do that. Continuously fuel it with those shield officers, then digest and have indigestion, all that stuff. I mean,
and I can totally see a theme going on here where Shield decides to they hunt down Venom to use him as kind of like a Weapon X type of deal.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I really like Venom. That whole set, honestly, I really like. So the next one we have is going to be from the Revelation set. It's Scarlet Witch. It's Warp Time and Space. This one was tough because I thought this one was close to a Tier 1 card, but it's a little bit situational in that if it's late game, you're not always going to need to be worried about whether or not you're going to be getting a card from the hero deck. So it says, reveal the top 3 cards in the hero deck, put one of them in your hand, put the rest on the top or bottom of the hero deck in any order. That's nice because you can manipulate what's coming in the hero deck, so you can then, use her other cards to make sure that, you're getting the proper abilities out of it, because she has that one card that allows you to copy a card on top of the hero deck. Then if you played 3 Avengers cards beforehand, it's Dark Memories, which means that you get, I believe, points for each hero class that's in your discard pile.
You get 1 attack for each hero class that's in the discard pile, correct.
Yeah.
Which is actually the reason I think it got bumped down to Tier 2 is because, 1, she comes with 0 attack, so you better hope Dark Memories is activated to give you some attack points.
Yeah.
And 2, playing 3 Avengers heroes is kind of a high cost to just engage Dark Memories, which is already, in my opinion, kind of situational anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
And then our final hero that shows up in Tier 2 is Muscle Memory Shang-Chi. Now, this hero gets Wall Crawl. So we know it's going to go to the top of the deck when you buy him for the first time. You're going to get him next turn. Immediate results.
Yes.
He comes with 5 attack, and then his ability, anytime you are shuffling your deck with this card in it, you may set this card aside and put it on top of your deck at the end of the shuffle. 2 things. If you're playing Shang-Chi, he's shuffling your discard pile quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just his natural ability, and it happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
If you're not playing with Shang-Chi in your deck, or you haven't bought enough of them, don't worry. You're gonna shuffle your deck at your discard pile at some point, anyways, and then you're guaranteed to have a rare card on top of it, no matter what. So I thought that kind of made his case very strong for putting him in Tier 2, but not strong enough for Tier 1.
And I mean, he's base 5 attack too, which is awesome. So
5 attack is great.
So on a side note, I'm very excited for this movie and for the actual Mandarin to be introduced.
I mean, I'm still excited for when I finally get to see Black Widow, considering that was denied.
I was talking about the fact the other day that I think that Black Widow will probably be the #1 grossing Marvel movie of all time because it's going to be the first one that comes out after all this is done.
Everyone has known it. Everyone has been waiting for it.
Exactly.
And it's going to get released in the same time when everyone's like, I can go to the movies!
Exactly. So.
And now, the piece de resistance.
You know what's funny? That's exactly what I was thinking. Literally, as you said that, I was thinking that.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, exactly. Either that or mine is slowly deteriorating.
We're gonna organize these in a certain way, and I'm ignoring your comment.
All right, so these are the ones that we thought were going to be the best out of all of the individual heroes that we have. The least situational in that they can fit into just about any game that you have. And most useful overall.
You don't even, in my opinion, have to buy or get any of their heroes, their uncommons or commons to make these rares work.
Completely agree.
They are 100% standalone on their own, worth it.
Yep.
And our first one is actually from the base set. Surprising how many base set ones are in here. Steel Abilities Rogue. My argument for Rogue being up here, she's basically 3 cards in 1.
Mm-hmm.
At minimum. She comes with 4 attack, and then her ability is each player discards the top card of their deck. Each player. So if there's 2 players, that's 2. If there's 4 players, that's 4.
Yeah.
I do math.
You do.
Play a copy of each of those cards. If you're in a late game, and most likely everyone has like non-gray heroes, it's insane.
With my luck, I'd end up with 4 wounds.
That is the drawback, yes.
Yeah. So the second one that we have is going to be one that's going to be from the Fantastic Four set, but he's not part of the Fantastic Four. This is going to be Silver Surfer. And so this one is Energy Surge. And what it is it says double the recruit that you have. This is awesome, honestly, in just about any game that you play, because being able to just recruit additional cards is going to help you so much in that game, in any game. Just because, I mean, think about it. Late game, if you want to recruit cards, it makes it easier to be able to access the rares. It makes it easier to be able to use other abilities, potentially maybe bribe, or if you have Thor in the game, you'll be able to use Thor's ability to be able to use his rare. You know what I mean? So, again, you can never have too much recruit, and this is one card that will just double it for you, just there.
It's so, I guess, it's just awesome. Like the fact that it just doubles your recruit and you can use it no matter what.
Yeah, and he's range, so that's nice too.
Exactly. And chances are, if you're also buying other Silver Surfers, you will get recruit points out of that. But again, don't think you have to.
Yeah.
You can just buy him.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you buy the other Silver Surfers, you can just focus it all away like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I've tried that so many times, though, and it's just not working.
I think the funniest thing is watching you continuously use his common to focus away 2 recruit at a time to draw cards. You're like, oh, look at that. Another non-great hero.
That's just great.
Yeah.
Our next on our list is Around the World Punch. This is from Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He has 0 attack for now, but he starts off with hyperspeed. That just happens. And you hyperspeed your entire remaining deck. Don't reshuffle.
Yeah.
If you get this early on, that is fantastic. If you get it later on, that's a little bummer. But don't fret. If you played 4 Avengers heroes before you do that, put your discard pile on top of your deck. Now you have your whole deck.
And you do the whole thing.
And you do the whole
thing.
thing.
The nice thing about this rare is that when you're done with your turn, your entire deck is in your discard pile, regardless if you get to use the first one or the second one, which means that you have the ability to then reshuffle with this in your discard pile. So it's automatically shuffled back into the deck, too. So that's really nice.
Just so good.
Yeah, it works really well. Next one is one of my favorites. It's from the World War Hulk set, and it is Heroum, and it's called Blade of the People. And it has a couple different abilities in it. It says, choose one. You can either rescue 3 bystanders, or you can defeat any villain or mastermind whose attack is less than the number of bystanders in your victory pile. Now, nice thing about it is it's flexible in that it allows you to fuel him first, or later on, when you've fueled enough, it allows you to be able to actually use that fuel as attack against the actual masterminds and villains.
Interesting.
Yeah, it works really well. I've used him with Black Widow before. Woo! Really good.
I remember you telling me about that game.
Yeah,
that
it was
impressive.
really good.
I haven't played enough with Heroum to truly appreciate him, I feel.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And he was really good in the World War Hulk, the Gladiator Hulk comic. So Planet Hulk, I should say.
That's actually good.
Yeah.
All right, next is going to be from Dark City. It's actually an X-Force hero.
Surprisingly.
BFG Forge.
There's just not many X-Force heroes overall,
No, most of them are actually kind of disappointing, not going to lie.
I don't know. I like the ones that they have so far. It's just that I wish there were more.
Yeah, I think that might be it. There's not enough of them.
Yeah.
But anyways, the reason Forge is put in here as number 1 is, yes, it comes with only 5 attack. And yes, you need to play 2 tech heroes beforehand in order to engage his effect. However, his effect is defeat the mastermind for free.
Yeah. Yeah. The only drawback I would see, and I think I would put this at the bottom of the Tier 1 group, is the fact that you do have the requirement of playing those 2 tech heroes first. Yeah, Forge, all of Forge's cards are tech heroes. But that's a prerequisite, in my opinion, to be able to actually use this.
But it's to defeat the mastermind.
100%. I understand that. But like I said, that's the only reason I would put it at the bottom of this group.
Fair. Okay.
With Silver Surfer, I guess. So.
Well,
the last one.
Do you want to do this one?
Of course. It's going to end as all things should. It's going to be Utter Annihilation and it's Thanos. And it's one of my favorite abilities. It's KO 6 bystanders in bystander stack. Then, how do you win? I kill all the bystanders. Then you get to defeat a villain or mastermind whose attack is less than the number of bystanders in the KO pile. So after 1 turn, you're going to be able to defeat one that is 6 attack. After 2 turns, you get to defeat one that's 12 attack. And so on and so forth, all the way up until the bystander attack is gone, when there's potentially 30 of them in there. And it's just littered with bodies. And eventually you'll just hit the mastermind every single time, for free. And so that's why this one is probably near the top of the Tier 1 group, because number 1 doesn't have the prerequisites of requiring you to play another class or another hero or team group, I should say, but instead it just requires you to fuel it enough to make sure that you are able to then just start cranking it out and hitting whatever you want.
The first fuel is going to guarantee you at least a villain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
should we be bothered that we made Thanos number 1?
No. It's just as it should be. And all of our tiers are perfectly balanced.
Oh. Okay.
They are. We have 6 in each one, right?
We're done now.
Yeah, we are done
Good
now.
night, everyone.
So we are going to go now, and we're going to play a game of Legendary Marvel, where we play with the stuff from the New Mutants set, because this is one of the first time Fitz has been able to come over since quarantine.
It's wonderful.
That's why Fitz does not sound like a robot today.
I'm quite happy about it.
So we'll record another one next week, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe.